business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the pod.
Welcome to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. Every episode is an invitation, a reminder that business and life isn't just about profits, it's about purpose. It's about showing up with a servant's heart in every deal, every decision, every day to make a powerful impact on others. My guest is going to light you up. Imagine taking a product that's going to give you more focus. You jump into a presentation and it's going to allow you to be better at that presentation or that next sales call or whatever. Getting married. We have to have focus when we're getting married. Well, enough focus. I won't go too far on that, but he's going to motivate you. He's motivated me. He's challenged me. He's going to challenge you. And more importantly, he's going to actually give you tools that inspire action, both in your life and in the lives of others. So audience, here's your homework today. How will you serve yourself and others today? Let's start serving today. It doesn't have to be a big impact. Even a small act of kindness or courage could change the game. So Elena, let's take some notes. Quick shout out to my sponsors, A Mind for All Seasons. Your brain is your greatest competitive edge. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about your brain today, and it deserves to perform like one. Want to think faster, remember more, and stay focused longer? I'm going to focus on that focus. Just text the word optimize to 72000 and get instant access to 6 short, powerful videos, each just 3 to 5 minutes, that reveal simple strategies to unlock peak mental performance. Because you know what? Your brain is clear, your business grows. And another quick shout out to Epic Impact, the storytelling system that helps your message connect and convert. It's just 4 steps: engage, persuade, inspire, and close with clarity. I get to use it every day and it works. So try it free at epicimpact.ai with code Steve. Change your message, change your results. And a quick shout out, we hit top 20 in small business marketing, actually top 6. Thank you, audience. And more importantly, thank you, guests like today. You guys are impacting people, and that's what the whole goal of the podcast is. So let's jump right in. I got to get this guest on. Cole, welcome to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. And man, I have some big shoes to fill after that intro, Steve. I got to be honest with you.
I'm a size 9. What size are you? No, I'm kidding.
After that, I think I'm going to put Shaq to shame with how big my shoes are.
Fantastic. Well, I'm excited to have you on. I met you a few weeks ago, and we talked a little before the show about your beverage company that you're launching. And I kind of teased everybody, but talk about it and what your goal is with somebody taking this drink and drinking it before a presentation, for example.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not like some big beverage guy and all that fun stuff, but I am someone that likes to show up in life. And being an entrepreneur for the past decade or so, and sales and everything else, like being in the moment is probably the most important piece of that puzzle. And as I'm getting a little older, I'm realizing how important that is for families and parents and teachers and so many people. And almost about a year ago at this point now, give or take, I really started to sit down and like go, what's the thing? What am I going to do with the rest of my life? I've made plenty of money. I understand how to add value to the marketplace, extract some cash out as a result, and help people. But like, what's something that would live beyond me? What's something bigger than me? And it kept circling back to, those moments of just pure clarity, pure focus. It just feels like you're just lit up and can't miss. And that's kind of how the idea for this beverage company kind of came about. And since then, it's been a ton of research, hundreds, if not thousands of white papers and studies I've gone through, scientists I've paid out of pocket to help me out with this, and some of the best formulation teams in the world to help bring everything together and really tighten it up into something that can be consumable yet still effective. So that's really the 30 seconds on what we got going on and how we got here.
Yeah, we'll get a little deeper, but a couple of things you said. You said you extract some money, but you helped people. And audience, I'm pulling that back out because that's what a servant heart is. We deserve to make money. I was a big problem with that. It's like, I'll just keep serving people. I need to make money. Well, 10 years go by, 100 millions have passed, and I didn't make a lot of money because I didn't ask it. And that's okay. I've learned from that. So thank you for saying that, because that's a true servant's heart. So what's the name of the drink, and what would happen when I take the drink? What's the goal of the drink?
Yeah, the name of the drink is Axia, Axia, exactly the way it sounds. Really cool marketer name. I have a marketer background, so had to have a cool name for it. The goal of the drink is to really, there's that, like, I feel like everyone's experienced this at least once in their life. If you're an athlete or a speaker or a trainer or whatever, like, you've probably experienced this a lot. But there's that moment where it's almost like the goal at hand, whether it's an intense conversation or a task or a meeting prep or whatever it may be, where you're just like really locked in. Like you're so incredibly focused on the atmosphere, the environment, the people you're serving, the whatever the obstacle that you're moving through or whatever it may be, and like you're in that moment, and you have it feels like you almost have access to unlimited brain power. You have access to past conversations, past experiences, books that you read 10 years ago, a Facebook post you might have saw last week. Like you're really able to drop into that moment and use every bit of your brain that you possibly can, and you almost feel kind of like Superman. And I remember feeling those moments back when I played baseball, into playing golf recreationally as an adult, going before I go on stage when I speak, when I'm dropping in to solve really big complex problems for companies. And so the goal is to help people access that without chemicals or synthetic ingredients or caffeine or stimulants, but to just make it a little bit easier to drop into those moments. Professional athletes like Kobe Bryant in the past and Steph Curry today, or whoever Tiger Woods, you name your favorite athlete or even your favorite speaker or entrepreneur, whoever it may be. It seems like they've trained their mind and worked more on their mind and their ability to control getting into that zone than probably any other part of their game, if you will. And for people like me, I don't have 40, 50, 60 hours a week and $100,000 a month to pay a neurological team to help with scanning my brain and psychologists to really dig into the deep depths of my mind and remove all emotions and all the other stuff that they put themselves through. I'd rather crack open a drink that I'm probably going to drink anyways and make sure that it has all the right ingredients that are going to support me in getting where I want to go with it. And so that's kind of the goal.
So you have all that in a can.
That's the
I've got
goal.
Kobe's coaches. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
cool.
that's the goal with it.
Yeah. A lot of drinks out there. And you've probably been asked this on a bunch of podcasts, but I asked you, man, my first thing when I first met you, my first entrepreneur thought was, okay, there's Red Bull, all the drinks out there that do so many different things. How's yours going to be different, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I know for me, and maybe we talked about this too. I can't remember. I've shared this because this is the most common question I get is what makes you
Yeah.
different? Which, if you're an entrepreneur, you've heard this question about what you do too. Uh, for us, like I know for certain, there's moments where Red Bull makes sense. It's been a 20-hour day. I have a 4-hour drive home in the middle of the night. My body knows when that Red Bull hits my tongue, for example, okay, he's either going to drink this whole thing or you're going to be awake. You got to pick one, right? Like my body doesn't want it, but it knows it's going to work to get me to where I need to go. And so all of the different drinks are going to serve a purpose. So we're not here to replace your Red Bull. Like I'm not expecting you to crack open a can of Axia after a 20-hour day and expect some massive jolt of energy. That's not what it's for. It's for those moments where, before, let's say you're going in to pitch investors, like you don't want to be really high and energetic, like speaking too fast, talking over yourself. Like that's not the state that I want to be in, right? Or if you're on the golf course in front of maybe some clients or your boss and you're looking to get a promotion or whatever it may be, like you don't want to be like your heart racing and you're dropping into like even more stressed induced anxiety. Like you want to find like this calm level of just clear focus. And so not every moment in life requires that, but the ones that do, we want to be the beverage for that.
It's powerful because, again, I'm going to say it again. It's simple in life. This world is so busy right now, social media, and we stop it. You could just take a can and do that, and Red Bull and all those have their needs, like you said, but this is really an entrepreneurial supplement. You've got your protein is your muscles. I'm a fitness guy. You've got your energy. You've got your supplements for vitamins. So this is like the business/entrepreneurial supplement. correct?
Yeah, I mean, we're targeting high performers right out of the
Yeah.
gate because every like if you're an entrepreneur, you know how important it is to be locked in and focused to the point. I have friends, and I don't recommend this, but I want to make that very, very clear. I do not recommend this, but I do have friends where they have to use like pharmaceuticals to get that edge, right? They're using the Adderalls or whatever it may be, and that's not good for you. Like there's so much study to show that that's hurting you more than it's helping you. It's that temporary instant gratification of I can drop in and I'm laser tunnel vision focused. It's not good for you. And the side effects of that, I see the mood swings. I've seen it in them. It works, but only for so long. And then the long-term effects that you end up experiencing, it's just not healthy. And so being able to provide that in a healthier way, probably not as intense, but and a lot more manageable. But being able to provide that in a natural, clean, healthy way, that's our goal. That's what we're striving for, and we're very product first, to the point where my finance team is beating me over the head because we're spending way too much on ingredients. But I'm not willing to compromise. So.
And that's why I love what you're doing. That what you just said there. You're going to make it right for most people. It's not going to be for everybody, for most people. And you said drug. That's the key with Adderall and all that others. I know a lot of people that do that. It's the after effect. It's, you watch a commercial for a drug and you see at the bottom that causes headaches, liver problems, cancer.
Oh yeah.
Your drink won't do well. We're not going to make claims here, but it's a supplement. I'm going to take a vitamin D, and I'm not going to have side effects with the product that you can have. What are you most excited about Axia? What it just gets you out of bed and gets you fired up?
Being an entrepreneur for so many years, I've sold mostly digital products. And for me, what's really exciting is this is a consumable product that people are going to vote with their credit cards and put this in their hands, in their fridge, in their body, share it with a friend. Uh, and the hope is that they get something out of it. Maybe it's a new identity. Maybe, you know, maybe it helps them network when they're out in public. Maybe they're at an event and they get to help somebody with it. The thing that makes me the most excited about Axia and what we're doing with it is it's so much bigger than me. And I'm not the face of it. I'm not, the goal is not to build me up to make me some mega entrepreneur that's speaking in stadiums all over the world. Younger me would have loved that, but the goal of this thing is to build something that's so much bigger and better than me, that I have some of the biggest, smartest people ever on the team helping get this thing across the world. And hopefully it just helps a couple families stay together, an entrepreneur just get a little bit of an edge during the day and get himself out of debt, or that startup guy like be locked in during a meeting and actually raise the capital he wants to raise. Like, I just really want to help people accomplish the things they want to do. We really stand for creating products that ultimately help people build a greater future. And with technology and everything moving as rapidly as it is, kind of going in the exact opposite direction and focusing on everything else. So,
Well, and the technology, you open a can of worms because AI may just develop a digital Axia. So we got to watch out.
it's
AI is doing
possible
it.
that
You
Elon's
never know
trying.
down the road. And I got to tell you, Cole, as I'm listening to you, it's so wonderful what you're doing because there's such a service heart. I volunteered this weekend, probably 200 volunteers, and I could see them lose focus, especially the younger people. They start working, they're mulching, and then where'd they go? Well, they're off wandering through the school doing, and we're all. I did that. I wish I had Axia this weekend. Boy, it would have saved me in many ways. Because of that, you kind of lose. Oh, I look at my phone. I go, oh, check the sports. Oh my God, I got to do this. So there's so many places this could be so powerful. Marketing is huge. You mentioned earlier, and you all have stalked you. Audience, I did it properly. I didn't stalk him negatively. It was good stuff. You've been very successful in this side of the arena. How are you going to market beverage Axia?
Oh, very, very strategically. Man, yeah, I've been in sales and marketing for about a decade, and I've scaled a lot of companies over the years, from all sorts of different, from startups all the way to nine-figure companies that do billion-dollar exits. That's really where my experience lies. It's not in developing consumer products, although that's what my focus has been currently. From a marketing perspective, I mean, we're really, 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 really going to be leaning into paid ads heavily, and we're also looking at TikTok Shop in like the biggest way. I think one of our probably kind of saviors, if you will, is going to be our ability to get repeat customers, and we're going to be able to do that through email marketing, which for the last 4-ish years of my life, that's all I've done, is only done email, only scale companies with email, and just turning leads and customers into customers and repeat customers, through retention, and that's helped move the needle in ways that most people wouldn't even believe. We've cut CACs by 75% at scale. We've doubled AOVs. I mean, it's insane what you can do when you have a really well-oiled business and then you add in email very strategically and you really think about it in a very systematic and strategic way. I mean, it really starts to unlock a whole nother layer of business that most business owners just overlook because they're so worried about acquiring the next customer. They're not really worried about nurturing current customers and then people that said no and seeing how they can't convert them into customers. So I know that's going to be a secret weapon we're going to be able to deploy. I'm really excited for that. And we're also looking at really big agencies, or guys that worked for the big agencies, and bringing them in to really help with paid media strategy on both sides. I'm working on both sides of the coin here, from big brand marketing that we see on, New York advertisers, to the direct response, nitty gritty, we put $1 in, we get $1.50 out kind of guys, and bridging the gap between those two worlds that usually don't play nice together, and putting this ecosystem together in which they can all win together and they can win in a big way, and have them all help each other out. And so we're definitely going to market in a very unique and aggressive way, with a very, very, very urgent sense of we're scaling and we're going to be scaling fast. And so really excited for that. It's an all hands on deck kind of thing. Every channel we can tap into that we believe is conversion focused, we're tapping into it.
It's powerful. And paid ads, everybody knows about that because they see them all over when they're on social media. But I hear all the time, Cole, and you probably hear this too. Email doesn't work. I'd say I love it. I think email is fantastic. I probably can learn from you. What would you say to somebody that says that? Oh, Cole, you're crazy. Email doesn't work for marketing.
I'm definitely crazy. There's some other guys that are crazy, right? Steve Jobs is crazy.
Yeah.
Tim Cook, crazy guy after taking over on the Apple side. The founder of NVIDIA, absolutely crazy. If you hear him talk, Elon Musk, crazy. Mark Zuckerberg, crazy. Anyone that's ever done anything substantial in history, crazy. Sometimes looking back on it, maybe not as crazy in the moments, though, very crazy, right? And so, yeah, I am crazy, and I do that very strategically, and it's very data driven crazy, right? So I'm looking at the data. If the data tells me something's working, I'm doubling down to see how well it will work. And the biggest thing I throw out the window almost immediately with everyone I ever talk to about it or work with in regards to anything, is I don't care what the industry average might be, or what the status quo is, or whatever. We're going to rewrite all of it. And so if you're shooting for 30% open rates in email and that's your goal, I'm shooting for 70. If you're shooting from $100,000 this month out of email, I'm shooting for 1 million. And I'm going to find a data proven way to get there in some way, shape, or form, through testing, through scale, through optimization, whatever it takes. I'm the kind of guy that's, if I'm inside of something and I'm giving it my time, energy, and effort, I want to be the best in the world at it. And so that's my approach really to everything.
It's why you're going to be the best in the world, because you just manifested it. It's in your brain. You bleed that. I could tell when I first met you, and it's powerful. I love to align with people like you. It's just powerful. people listening are going, oh, maybe email works. What's one piece of advice or one thing you see that somebody could change in the email marketing that could make a difference?
Yeah. I think this is going to align probably really, really, really well. I think about it for like the 3 seconds there that I took to think, but the more that you put into the email list, the more you're going to get out. And I mean that in multiple ways. The biggest way that most people don't understand is I send more value to an email list than I do asking them for anything in return. And so, uh, 75 to 80% of the emails that we send out for our clients don't have a link for them to buy anything. They can't go to a website and buy a product. They can't download anything. They can't watch a webinar. They can't do anything that would move them closer to buying something in a funnel. Instead, we curate custom content that is designed to help them by actually helping them. A 5-step process for this, a free resource that doesn't require them to opt in for anything for that, a free video we put up on YouTube, a blog post, books they should read, whatever. Like, we are trying to help the list as much as we possibly can. What I have found is that then when I have a small ask of, hey, we're having this live webinar, you should show up, or hey, you should buy our stuff, they're more likely to do it. They all want to buy from you. And the reason they want to buy from you is because it initially caught their attention. They were just waiting to see who you are, what kind of person you are. Are you just there to get money from them? Are you just there to make a quick buck? Does this thing actually work? Do you align with their belief of the world? They're looking at, like, who are you? And if you're not going to show them truly who you are, and you're just going to show them a money hungry, greedy person that just wants to sell them stuff, they're going to treat you like that. And so, allowing, I think, your real self to come through and stepping out of the greed and scarcity mindset and more into the giving and abundance mindset, it helps tremendously. I think that works in all areas of the business, but it definitely works in email. And I have more than 1 billion emails sent to kind of prove that through data. So
Yeah. And it's interesting because you're right. You could do that in social media. Bring value, value, value. Don't sell people. When you meet people on the street, go to a networking in person. Don't walk up, go, Cole, you're starting a beverage company. Well, I have an agency. You need to hire me. I'm going to, just bring in value. Hey, let me introduce you to somebody or whatever. You're speaking my language. You're much younger than me, much more handsome, but we're aligned that way with that, because I love it. That's what a servant heart does. We give crap away, or give stuff away to help you. And they will come in. And I love that I'm looking here, you generated 250 million found revenue through an email. 250 million by bringing value. Audience, I'm going to say it again, 250 million by bringing value without pitching, without selling, without transactional. I had to make a point because I talk about this all the time, and I'm going to borrow this podcast because people are going to want to hear what you just said. We're coming to the end here, and I want to bring you back for part 2. But when is the drink going to be available, and what flavors are you going to have? Always curious.
yeah, right now the plant where there's, if you're listening to this and you've done a consumer packaged good product of some sort, you know what I'm going through right now. But there's a lot between us and launch that could go wrong. And so the goal right now, a realistic time frame when we put in some error time and some barrier time and stuff like that, we're looking at fall of 2026. For that beverage to be out there. We're hoping that we can start a pre-launch or have some sort of maybe early access as early as late spring or early summer of 2026 as well. But that's kind of our time frame, and that's with having probably the best team in the world that could possibly be helping move this thing forward. It just takes time. It's not like a normal, come from the consulting world or digital product world. You can spin something up in 20 minutes and sell it.
Start selling, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 10 months in. I got another 10 to 12 months before we might even have a product available to sell. So yeah, we're early, but yeah, I would love for, anyone listening, if you're interested at all in it, like, please follow along for the journey, because it's going to be a ride. That's for sure.
It's 10 million, first 10 months already are. And the price point, I'm assuming you're going to be with the Red Bull. You're going to try to price it at that point. I know you're still working on it.
Yeah, we're gonna come in probably just slightly higher than a Red Bull. I think Red Bull you can
Okay.
get for around $3. We'll probably be in that $4 to $5 range. Um, but the good news
It's a
is
good price.
no
Yeah.
chemicals, yeah, no synthetics, and the amount of nootropics we're putting in there, even if you drank one every single day, if you were taking if you just took one or two of the nootropics every day, you'd save money. So, um, we're coming in definitely hot into the market with that type of stuff, and we're coming with one flavor when we go to market for anybody that's considering launching a beverage brand. Highly recommend one flavor.
Okay.
Pretty much everyone that's ever been successful in the beverage space always recommends that. But always have two flavors ready to go. So we're coming hot with the lemon refresher. It's going to be like a natural flavored lemon, like an actual natural flavored lemon, lemon oil, lemon powder, agave. These aren't locked in yet. We're finalizing our formula now, but that's kind of the goal right now. We're also looking at potentially some like organic protein sweeteners as well. But it won't be stevia, won't be monk fruit, won't be any of the other artificial things. I'm extremely sensitive to all of that stuff, so I'm not putting that in the drink. So we're gonna find a clean way to flavor it. Should be very, very refreshing, light carbonation, um, and just packed with all the nootropics and hydration you could possibly want. So really
Beautiful.
excited for that.
And I love it too because it's not like having a Coke where you drink it every day with your dinner or lunch. This is a specific, I call it a supplement if I'm saying it wrong, but that's what I'm looking at is, hey, I'm coming to a meeting. I'll take it today. Oh, Friday, I've got to do a podcast. It's a big podcast. I'll take it then.
Yep.
It's not like you're drinking, down these like some people drink too many Red Bulls. I'm just going to say it, 3 or 4, and you've probably seen it too.
Oh,
This is not
absolutely.
that type of drink. It's not, you're down 3 or 4 of these. I mean, you'd love people to do, but that's not the goal, right?
Yeah, it's not even really intended for that. And quite honestly, I've been having this thought. This might be a good thought to end on here, Steve, but my
Okay.
thought has been if I'm trying to solve a problem, then the goal is for me to go out of business. And so that's my goal with this. My goal is to get you feeling better, more focused, more clear, making better decisions for you, your health, your body, and everything else with other things that have nothing to do with me. You start incorporating some stuff into your diet, you start exercising a little bit more, you start making healthier, cleaner, better decisions, and then you realize, man, I can drop into that focus on my own. And so there is a path to not needing it anymore. That's what we're not putting any addictive pieces of the puzzle into this beverage, which is, if you look at the beverage industry, oh my gosh, that is the number one thing they focus on is what is going to get them addicted to this thing. What's the physical sensation? What's the craving they're going to have as a result? That's not a thought at all for us. Our thought is how can we get them the result we want them to get, and then how can they figure out how to do it on their own? And that's our main goal.
And that's a true servant's heart. But knowing as an entrepreneur, that will probably never happen because when something works, people will go back to it.
Yeah.
To just, you're going to be better, but they won't need it as much. But
Mhm.
because we're human, you've got incredible focus. I'm talking to you, and I've got pretty darn good focus too. But there's times we're not. It's just
Right.
life. Life
Yeah.
comes in a way. So, well, let's end
Absolutely.
with a fun question. I want to get to know you a little bit more. I want the audience. So I've reserved a table in a restaurant, table for 4. You're obviously sitting in one of the chairs. You have a wife. I've added this now. If you have a spouse and you want to bring your family, we'll save chairs for them. But you're going to invite 3 people, whether dead or alive, that you've always wanted to talk to or wanted to talk to or talk to again and just really learn from, get motivated by. But the biggest question of this is what food would you order?
Ooh, man, Steve with the great questions. With
I
the
love that
great
question.
question. The first person off the top of my head is Viktor Frankl. Um, which I don't know if I've heard anyone else say that before, but where is that like where do you find that meaning when it seems like there is no purpose? Like I think that's such like a powerful, like what a powerful experience that he must have lived through. I think that would be amazing. Um, the other two. Hmm. would say I don't want to just give you random names. I want to give. I'm thinking about this,
Yeah,
so that
that's
way,
good.
Alan Watts keeps coming through my head as well. I love the idea or the philosophy of the life is happening from me. Um, I think he's a very big proponent of that, and I think Michael Sands would be really cool too. Um, I don't know, maybe not many people know him. He's more of a modern. He's a philosophy like kind of professor. I first heard of him. I was watching a lecture series on YouTube from Michael Sands. He was lecturing at Harvard, um, and it was like a 12-hour or 14-hour series. I think they did it over multiple days, and it started with the moral side of murder.
Mm.
And it just got me thinking. Like it was like what a fascinating way to move through all the different philosophies that are out there, pros and cons, perspectives on both sides. He was able to really lead the classroom in a very, very unique way. Um, that to me, that was very fascinating. So I think it would be really cool to have him there as well. What food would I eat? I mean, if we're really doing this, we're probably going to be somewhere where I want to be. So we're going to be in Italy, most likely, probably Rome, and I'm eating pizza, which is uh, delicious. When I visited Italy last year, I ate it every day, like literally every day for 10 days.
That good. Yeah.
Sometimes twice a day. I had zero shame about my pizza loving in Italy. It was absolutely amazing there. So I'd probably be eating some pizza, maybe some pasta, just like that comfort food. It's always fun to share. My experience of Italy was everything was very family oriented. Everything's to share. Everything's fun, and conversations are flowing, laughter's happening. So
Great place. And it's amazing. I knew you would do this. I don't know if you knew it. You picked three guys with incredible focus.
yeah.
Yeah, as you're popping them out, like focus. Okay, this which tells me what you're all about. That's it. Cole, you've been incredible. I will bring you back in a few months and talk more and update you on the beverage because I'm very excited about it. And people like I'm honest, I am promoting it because I think I've seen this so much with Laska Focus. I just saw it this weekend. It's a need. Yeah, you're selling something, but it's a need. Why do we have aspirin? When I've got a headache, I buy aspirin. Not that this is aspirin. It's just you got to buy stuff that's a need for you, and that's what helps us grow. And I love what you're doing. Thank you for being a great guest. I know people want to reach out, learn more. How can they do that?
Yeah, I mean, you can follow along on social medias for the most part. I'm on most of the platforms at Cole Vande, Vandee. LinkedIn, you can find me there as well. I'm trying to post more. Those are the main spots. If you're curious about the beverage company and want to follow along, our website is drinkaxia.com. So you can check us out there. We'll be posting announcements and stuff like that as we get closer to pre-launch. But you can kind of check out our mission, what we got going on, potentially who's involved, some awesome, we're planning on doing some fun events and pop-ups and all sorts of crazy stuff at beginning of 2026 into later 2026. So it might be something that will be entertaining and or fun or potentially great networking opportunities for entrepreneurs as well, because that's kind of our market, right? So we're gonna figure out a way to get entrepreneurs involved and make it a massive win for the community outside of being involved in just our beverage. So
Well, I'm going to support you 1,000,000%. And I got some ideas already in my head. My focus is really good. Thanks again, Cole. And audience, reach out to him, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. Here's why. This is a great gift. He just talked about email marketing, and you're talking to somebody who's like, I don't know about email or marketing. I need help with marketing. Have them listen to it, or people lacking in focus. Have them listen to what Cole's saying. That's a gift because if they listen and reach out to Cole or just impact them some way, that's a gift. Talked about in the beginning of the show. Let's end the show with that. So go ahead and any other podcast you love. It's just not mine. All of them are gifts to me when they resonate with somebody that needs help. So with that being said, me and Cole want to thank all of you for watching or listening to this podcast, and we'll see you all on the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.